What are subway performance metrics? Performance metrics are like a report card for the subway. We use them to track progress towards our goal of providing great subway service for New York. We think these metrics capture the customer experience of using the system, and we post them on our dashboard so that everyone can see how we're doing. And just like a report card in school, when we get grades that aren't as good as they should be, these metrics help us understand what we need to improve. Major incidents is a metric that focuses on the most disruptive causes of subway delays. When something happens in our system that causes 50 or more trains to be delayed, that's a major incident. We track these incidents by cause, and we use that information to work on solutions to reduce or eliminate them. Major incidents are the worst of the worst, and we hate them as much as you do. Service delivered is a metric that reflects the amount of train service provided to customers in a given period. We measure it by counting the number of rush hour trains entering the Manhattan Business District and comparing that to what was scheduled. For example, we schedule 27 trains per hour on the number 7 line into Manhattan during the morning peak hour. If only 24 actually make it, then our service delivered for that period is 88.9%. Additional platform time measures how much longer customers wait for a train than they normally should. We calculate this metric using data from Metro cards and our automated train tracking systems. How does this work? Say you entered a station with your Metro card at exactly 9 a.m. You wait on the platform for the first train that arrives, which departs the station at 9:05 a.m. Not too bad, right? But if that morning your train should have picked you up at 9:03 a.m., then you've just experienced 2 minutes of additional platform time. As you'd guess, our goal for this metric is 0. On board the trains, it's the same thing. If your train trip should take 22 minutes according to our schedules, but your trip actually took 25, then you've experienced 3 minutes of additional train time. Our goal, of course, is 0. Mean distance between failures measures how reliable our rail cars are. We calculate this metric each month by averaging the number of miles each car runs before it breaks down. A breakdown is any time a car failure makes a train late by more than 5 minutes. Usually, but not always, MDBF is correlated with the car's age. As you would expect, the older the train is, the more likely it is to break down. We want our trains to run on time, but we also want our trains and stations to be clean and functional. That's why every weekday our survey teams roam the system checking stations and subway cars, rating them on condition and cleanliness. Are the seats clean on the train? Are the proper maps hanging in the station? Are the MetroCard vending machines working right? These are just some of the things our surveyors check for. Elevators and escalators are an important part of the station environment, and we want them to be available for use as much as possible. That's why we try to schedule maintenance during off-peak hours and make it a priority to dispatch work crews as soon as we can when something goes wrong. We measure performance as the percentage of time an elevator or escalator is up and running and ready to carry passengers. Weight assessment is the first of our 2 legacy metrics. We call these legacy metrics because we think our newer metrics do a better job of measuring what really happens in the subway. Weight assessment's purpose was to measure how well trains are keeping to their scheduled separation between each other. It's calculated by measuring whether the spacing between trains is no more than 25% of the scheduled headway, which is transit speak for how often trains come. Got that? Most people don't, frankly, and that's why we think our newer metrics do a better job. Terminal OTP measures the percentage of trains that arrived at the end of their line within 5 minutes of their scheduled time. It's an easy metric to understand, but it doesn't present the full picture of how well a subway line is performing for everyone who rides it. Terminal OTP is also limited because it's a pass-fail metric that doesn't measure the severity of delays. Our scheduled end-to-end running times can range from 1.5 minutes on the Times Square shuttle to 100 minutes on the A train, but the same 5-minute standard applies to all. And that's what subway performance metrics are and how they keep the MTA moving. Learn more about our metrics at mta.info/dashboard.